Welcome to the Apex, everyone. I'm your host, Zell, and we've got news with an edge. In fact, such an edge that we call it sharp news, and we're going to jump right into it. Maybe. If I can get my stuff in order. Wow, you would think that the host of your show would be better prepared, wouldn't you? Well, not today. It's been a heck of a day, as you'll see here in a minute. But from Knife Planet, we have ROTF knives useful. The truth about out-the-front knives. I'm not sure I fully agree with the article, but there's some great commentary in there. And if you have thought about getting an OTF knife, it's something you should probably go read, even if you're just interested in them. And from Knife News, we have a couple articles about Benchmade. We've got the fancy new Benchmade Griptilian and the Loco 818. They're calling it the Mini, but it's not much smaller, and you're just going to have to go read the article. It's pretty neat what Benchmade has done there. From the truth about knives, we have a Norwegian Reindeer-hunter that has discovered an 1,100-year-old Viking sword. And I don't know why a reindeer-hunter's funny to me, but it just is. From Knife Informer, we have Pocketknife lock types. And this is an older article, but I linked to it because it really does show some very good pictures of the internals and the way these knife locks work. So it's really kind of a cool article, and if you have ever wondered what's inside that knife lock, they've got pictures for you. And then, before we go to video, this knife. You see this knife? I tried to give this knife away a few weeks ago, and I still have it. Why do I still have it? Well, I still have it because you guys aren't watching the entire video. You guys have had your names called. And just a point here. I'm going to put the winners in every week whenever we have something to give away. And I'm going to put it at the front of the video, the end of the video, middle of the video, wherever it fits the video production for the week. It's not going to be in the same place every time. So if you only watch the first half of the video and you won something, sorry. Because you've only got till the next week. That's it. So, here's what we're going to do. This knife is going up for grabs again. Put RP1 prior to any comment you might make. That's R as in Ralph, P as in Peter, 1. And next week, whenever the video comes out, watch the whole thing. The winner's gonna be in there somewhere, but if you don't watch it, you're not gonna know where. If you're only watching half the video, you're cheating yourself anyhow, because you're not getting to see the cool stuff at the end. And let's do videos. What do you say? So, of course, with Nick Shabazz, we've got his knife gripe, and he gets a look at the Boost Blades smoke. And that is kind of a cool pocket knife. I'm kind of upset that I didn't get myself one. But, well, you know, maybe someday. And then Pete over at Cedric and 8 Outdoors has the Bark River JX6 Rust Off A2 versus CPM 154. And the giveaway. So you're going to want to go over there and visit Pete at Cedric and 8 Outdoors. And Kevin Cleary has My Little Pony use and ownership in Canada. Yeah, you should watch that one. You should see Kevin's My Little Ponies. And Stazza23 hits us with a review of the Benchmade Anthem. And from Alex Steele this week, we have Making a Scottish Dagger. And I can't even come close to pronouncing that. But Mike Boyd's over there with him, and he'll help you with the pronunciation. And Jim Skelton looks at the Re8 Knives K series. We have the K1, K3, K4, I think there's some Damasteel in there, and some Mokutai, and pretty cool, but yeah, they're going to be pricey. And Walter Sorrells on the other side of that. This week, he will show you how to make a knife with 0 power tools. Files, more files, and sandpaper. And he'll show you how to do it. And never touch a grinder or power hammer. Anything, the only thing you need is heat treat, but he even tells you how to do that. And from Tech and Tools, we have the KeySmart Pro with tile tracking. And I put that in there because all of us lose things. And as my middle daughter can attest, that tile thing is worth its weight. I don't know how many times she's found her keys with that thing. And you may be asking, well, what is it? Well, go watch the video and it'll show you all about the Key Smart one. Whoa, 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 don't run off yet. First, we got to get to the question of the week. And this week, it's not really a question. We're going to go through the rehabilitation of that original Shiver. And this is the part where I'm going to say it here in a minute too. But if you have any suggestions for how to do these vlogs, how I can make them better, how I can make them good for you, let me know. I'll gather it all up, and we're going to try to make these vlogs as good as possible because you guys deserve that. Don't forget to put your RP1 down in the comments. You got to be 18. You got to live in the United States. Or you don't have to live in the United States, but you have to have a U.S. postal address. And that's it to win the knife, except you gotta watch the video. The whole thing. For the two of you that didn't get it, I don't feel sorry for you. You should have watched the whole video. Now, on with the grinding. Alright guys, for over a year now, I've been slamming you with questions and explaining things and all this stuff, and we are going to kind of do that today, but not like we normally do. Today we have the original Shiver, and we've done so much talking about it lately that I need to clean this guy up. So, we're going to follow along as I clean this guy up. We're going to blast it, we're going to tumble it, and we're going to fix the sheath. So, welcome aboard, guys. A lot of this will be in time-lapse. I'll try to find some neat music for it. If I don't, well, you guys tell me what you like, what you don't like. This vlogging thing is kind of new to me, and I want to make it as appealing as I can for you guys. So I guess that's the question of the week. Help me make it better for you. If you see things that I can do better, especially the music, where you'd like explanation, where you'd like time-lapse, that sort of thing, that would be awesome, and I really appreciate it. So now let's get to it. Alright guys, so you guys have seen this knife before, and there are some major problems with it. See this white down through here? That's where I had the sheath way too tight for way too long, and there's some other things that I didn't do. Now we're going to correct not all of it, but we're going to correct a large amount of it with this device. This is a small sandblaster from Grizzly. It's called their mini sandblaster, but if you're doing knife work, it's plenty big enough. We'll get a look down inside it. Maybe. Yeah, not very big, but big enough for a knife. So, I don't think you guys are going to, nope, you guys are not going to be able to see down in there, so here's our knife before. Alright, there's a couple of Shivers I started on last night. Didn't get real far on them because I had some other things I had to do. And that's what we come up with. And I'm not very happy with that. So we're going to hit it with a surface conditioning belt. But if I can get some more light over here, I'll show you why we sandblasted first. Alright, so if you can see this line right here. Look, there it is, very prominent there. Looked really cool whenever we had acid washed it. But just like I suspected, once we sandblasted this guy, that line became a deeper spot in the knife. So we're going to hit it with a surface conditioning belt all around and see if we can't clean that up, get everything looking good before we put it back in the sandblast. right, so there we go. We've got her all cleaned up. Now, I did leave a little bit of the old finish on there, and I went with a very, very smooth ricasso here, which is going to cause a sharpening problem. But as you can see while I was grinding it, I was having to shorten the blade thousandths at a time because I was getting really, really thin. So whenever I sharpen this guy, I'm just going to have to make sure to leave myself a wee bit of ricasso area here. Secondary bevel plunge grind, if you will. And I'll figure out a way to do that. Not going to be too hard. But not bad. Let's blast it. And I won't take you guys long for that again. I'm just going to blast it and then we'll get it in the tumbler and see what we come up with. Alright guys, that's what we ended up with after the blast, and now we're going to stick her in here. And in there I've got a mix of polishing stones and small river rock type things. And all this is a piece of PVC, and you can see my wonderful, wonderful job of getting it closed. Definitely not the fanciest thing in the world, but the little tumbler things that came with it were pretty much useless. Way too short. Now, we are going to give this stuff just a little squirt of lube. Not a lot, because in my setup here, give it a lot, and that stuff will just roll out the ends, and then the thing won't spin. And I use electrical tape to hold that thing closed. And then we have the tumbler. Now check this guy out. This is circa 1990 something, maybe early 2000s. It was a tumbler we bought for one of my oldest daughter's school projects. And there we go. Now we'll leave it for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes and see what happens. And there we go. We've got the original Shiver pretty well straightened up. We'll get a, well, no. I think we're done for the day, guys. I'll show you the sharpening and everything else in another video. I'm going to have to widen that edge out just a little bit. I'll do that on the belt grinder. Get this thing oiled up. And I really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me and checking out the Shiver as it got redone, refinished anyhow. And you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.